Yeah, let's get this shit fucking going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just keep that bullshit like close to your mouth, like a fist from your mouth. I've got this sound dialed in, but you gotta make sure it's on you. And if you move, just fucking move it with you. You know what I'm saying? What you got? Gordon Peters. What's going on, man?
Oh, just enjoying the beautiful South Carolina weather.
There you go. Get up on that fucking bitch, man. Don't be afraid of it.
Not at all. And a beer-free podcast.
Beer-free podcast. I've done that. How many times have I done that? I did it with Fleming twice because he doesn't drink. So we've had root beer or some bullshit.
Root beer. He likes root beer.
During Fleming's podcast. Who else? I did somebody else that wasn't drinking. Jana Riley. Jana Riley. Dan Riley's wife. She doesn't drink either. We did kombucha from Costa Coffee that day.
I saw her and her, I guess, son at Costa Coffee the other day.
Yeah. I saw her online earlier today. She was
good place for the community to meet.
She was doing something with that new, what is it, public center or community center or some kind of fucking center that they just opened up in Somerville. What the hell is it? Art Center.
Was it where the armory used to be?
I have no idea where it is.
Because they totally redid that.
That might be it. I'm going to look it up right now while we're talking
near
about
the house.
We'll just start with that. Fuck it. Talking about Dan Riley's wife. That's what I call her. Dan Riley's wife. Instead of Jana. Nah, she knows all over. Let's look it up. What were you looking up over there? Bird? Did you figure out what the bird was?
Yeah, it's some kind of plover, I believe. On the Edisto yesterday, in our paddle that connected, I guess, the South and North Fork and the main stem just below that.
Yeah, I already talked a little bit about it because you didn't show up last night. So I did a 30-minute podcast last night and talked about it, man. So
I wrote after that.
I explained a little bit. I know. I heard you. Maybe it wasn't on her page. That's all the way back to February. Oh, you know what? It might be. She got an alias page. Can't remember what the damn name of it is, though.
Well, I can't figure it out because there's so many shorebirds. But it's either a plover of some type, possibly a sandpiper.
You talking about the one that was diving, that was staying low to the ground and just going tree to tree?
Not like that. That was woodpecker. That undulating.
Oh, that was that.
We heard those pileated out there.
Yeah. Talked about those one day, too. I don't know. I'm done looking for this thing. But some kind of center just opened up in Somerville.
I think they redid the armory.
Yeah.
There and behind Doty Park.
Right. Yeah. A couple streets off of the main street there.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Glad things are getting done. Hopefully things will get done when we get a new mayor in there. Somebody a little more progressive that gets a little more artsy in town.
Not against growth.
That's right. So, growth is good.
I know.
Just he said.
Absolutely. So your fisheye, was that a success or not a success?
I'm not real happy with it. I mean, this was a pretty good picture here. Most of them were, even more of a circle than that. Looked like you were just looking through a lens. I need to figure out how to
expand the view.
Yeah, I just need to zoom in and it'll get rid of that little eyelet right there. But I did it. It did okay. I mean, if I was to take that same shot with my regular camera, of course, it would take off, hell, at least a third of that.
Yeah.
The shot widthwise. So I mean, it definitely gives you more depth in it, but kind of blurs out the edges. I mean, you can see the blur. You kind of get real clear just what you're looking at right in the middle there. But some of them turned out all right, some of them not so great. And the first few I took, this lens that I brought out there, it attaches to my iPhone. I don't have it up here with me, but it's been sitting on the kitchen counter for like a year. I haven't used it in forever. And last night I saw it and said, let's just take it out to the river and see how it looks. So it had a whole bunch of dust on the back lens. So the first 3 pictures I took were like, you couldn't see shit, man. It was nothing but dust.
Then kind of like that water. Normally it's a lot. It's it's black, but it's clear.
Yeah, like even where we beached out that one point, it's real kind of murky right there. Even though the water was only a foot deep or whatever, it wasn't as clear as normal. But it's a good day, man.
Absolutely. Now we got to go all the way back down to be in big water on the main stem, below Earl's place.
Right. Well, that's what I was talking about last night on the podcast. I said, okay, we're trying to do the entire river. After this portion that we did here, I think I calculated we've got 106 miles to the ocean. So that's a few more trips for sure. But then I was talking. I know we mentioned yesterday about maybe getting a different boat, like maybe a sit on top kayak to go the rest of the way down or something. But
or something with a sail even.
With a sail.
Yeah, I've seen these Hobies that have sails and pedals.
Really?
Yeah.
Just to get a little more speed, so we can
cover more ground because you're in more open water. You can not like going to do a lot of tacking, but you can kind of go side to side.
It was definitely wide fucking open. I mean, you could really get some speed going on that part of the river for sure. There's no obstacles whatsoever. I mean, we didn't encounter one thing, right?
No, not one snag. I mean, I think so far my favorite areas have been up the South Fork.
Right.
It's narrow and there are a lot of snags, so it's tighter. There's a lot more wildlife, it seems like. Not that there's, it's still pretty. I mean, Yellowstone is a beautiful place.
Right. Well, that's what we got to figure out, I guess, is do we want to go ahead and knock out that shit, that 106 miles on down, or do we want to venture back up and just start knocking out the top and work our way back down later?
I think
because, I mean, if you need a new boat, might as well go up with the boat we got instead of buying a new boat right now, right?
Yeah, or just start hitting some smaller. We need to go from Earl's place, right, on down, like down to 17A.
Is that where we're going? I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Is that on the North Fork or the South Fork? Earl's on.
No, that's on the main stem. Matter of fact, I can tell you where that is. Let's see.
Because the furthest we've been up, right, is Hogpen. Is that correct? On the South Fork?
Yes.
That's the furthest up we've put in?
Yeah. Because now we're in... Let's see.
And then the furthest we've put in on the North Fork is at Kilcare, correct?
Yeah. Actually, we got one little small... We had to do Highway 21 down to...
Highway 21 Landing?
Yeah.
East of Aiken, that's where we're looking at.
That's where we just pulled out. We got to go in there, have somebody drop us in there, and then get out, maybe at Mars Oilfield.
See, I got two Highway 21s here. I got one Highway 21, River Mile 78 on the South Fork, and then the 21 we pulled out at yesterday was on the main stem at River Mile 105.
Yeah, which is the Sandy Island Bridge.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Friends of Edisto, edistofriends.org.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. There's a lot of water left, man. Good Lord.
No doubt. And when we get down in Charleston County, that's where it really gets big. Gonna want a bigger boat.
We're gonna need a bigger boat. We're gonna get sued for that. We gotta say what that's from.
Maybe a tandem.
A tandem would be cool. And I was talking last night that originally we talked about trying to do this podcast on the river.
That'd be cool to do.
Yeah, we got to figure out a way to do it. I mean, it's easy, to bring the GoPro. Obviously, we can get the video, but the hard part is going to be audio and making sure that we get, unless both of us turn on our voice recorder on our phones, so we've got our own audio in each of our boats, and then I can just blend the audio together with the video. It'd be a pain in the ass, but
yeah, it'd be nice to be able to actually hear what the other person's saying, because if I'm talking upstream, downstream, and you're looking off to the right.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. If we both had our phones on,
yeah,
then we got the audio from both of us, but then it's a matter of mixing it, and I've not done that before, so that would be, because that's, you're talking about I guess we could only just record what we wanted to record, an hour of it or so, not the entire trip, but yeah, an hour's worth of flipping back and forth between audios to match it up with the video. And then you only got one video unless we get another GoPro, so I don't know. But if we're on this part of the river, when we could tie our kayaks together and actually go down like a pontoon boat, like a kind of a side by side tandem instead of back to back. I don't know. It's too much
beautiful
work.
Day though.
Yeah, it was awesome. Not, like I said, it was awesome. It was beautiful. No matter what part of the river you get on, you're going to see something that's just amazing and that you didn't see on the last part of the river that you're like, wow, look at that. We didn't see anything like that last time. But I'm like you. I like having a little bit of a challenge and kind of working through some stuff and having to kind of keep your mind aware of what's going on around you and looking out for spider webs and looking out for snakes and turtles and alligators and whatever. Matter of fact, we haven't seen one alligator the entire any adventure we've done on the Edstone. Not one alligator yet.
And not one snake yesterday. And Mary warned, I guess that morning when I went in there in the coastal. She goes, watch out for snakes. They're everywhere. Well,
we did see that one. We went out Bruce that one time. Remember the one that was trying to attack Bruce? Yesterday. Yeah. I guess they would be coming out now that it's warmed up, but.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing them around the neighborhood.
Yeah, well, I went out. I went out with Leia on the Saw Branch Trail the other day. We were on the other side, on the grass side, not the pavement side.
Right.
Had her off leash and letting her run, and next thing I know, she's chasing after a damn water moccasin. It was up on the bank and scurried down through the grass into the water. So luckily she didn't get bit, because that would not have been good.
On my ride yesterday, I saw a dog chasing a deer.
On the Saw Branch?
Yeah, a couple walking the dog. I had it off the leash, Labrador. Deer can jump from one side all the way through the creek to the other side. Dog took off after him.
Yeah.
There's no calling him back.
Like in the woods?
Yeah.
Leia would have done the same thing, I'm sure. She's always kind of peeking in the woods, like she sees something or hears something, but she used to go in it, but I've kind of trained her now. She doesn't go in it unless I tell her she's allowed to. But yeah, man, that trail's awesome. I want to take her out tomorrow because I'm going to go out, like I said, to the Lake Moultrie Passage, part of the swamp. What the hell is it called? The Swamp Fox Passage or some shit. But I want to do. I mean, I'm going to be out there for like 5 hours, and I don't want to have to figure out where I get water for her, or give her snacks, or all kind of bullshit. So it's called.
Plus, she might give out before you do.
Palmetto Conservation.org. Yeah, so there's like a million landings on this thing.
Is that the Seat of the Mountains Trail?
It
goes from Allendale to...
Yeah, it goes from Allendale to...
Table Rock or something.
Hold on a minute. .500 miles of cross-state hiking and bicycling. Established in 1994. About 2 hours away from any part of the state. South Carolina's longest pedestrian and bicycle trail and largest trail construction project. 500 continuous miles when finished. 350 trail miles completed. 26 passages ranging from 1.3 miles to 47 miles. So the one I'm doing tomorrow, the Lake Moultrie, is 26 point something. I'm not going to do it all. I could do it all on my bike for sure, but I'm just going to do as much. It's 26.9 miles actually. So, see.
Oh yeah.
Should be good. And then eventually I want to try and do the whole thing. Same thing with the river. Either on bike or on foot. Similar to what, Brad Mallett's daughter, Rachel, man. You seen what she's been doing? You've been following her journey up the Appalachian Trail?
They're
quarter of the way, I think they said today.
Yeah.
Or yesterday.
I think they were at Damascus, Virginia.
Yeah.
Richard went up, I believe. And a friend hiked up to him. He brought her his lightweight sleeping bag and tent. They're switching over seasons.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty amazing to be able to walk that continuously.
Yeah. Are they doing the whole thing? I mean, all the way up to Maine?
The whole thing.
Yeah. God, must be nice to have that much time off.
Yeah, but I was talking to somebody else just sitting there at the coffee shop, and they were that had done it and said it's getting over the first week, not so much physically but mentally.
Yeah,
it was a big deal. So
yeah, there was a guy on Joe Rogan's podcast. This has been months ago. Can't remember his damn name, but he's done the whole thing, and he's done the whatever the one on the West Coast is. I don't think it's Pacific Coast Trail. Is it just called Pacific Coast Trail?
Maybe.
Yeah. He's done both of them multiple times, but he said he was just saying how amazing it is that you don't need to really bring anything with you. I mean, maybe a sleeping bag or something, but there's so many different checkpoints throughout the whole passage that you can get food, you can get shelter, you can get someplace to sleep, pretty much the whole way along, really.
Yeah, that's what Richard was when he went up there to visit him. He hiked in one spot. The guy who went with him decided that he'd had enough in a day, and he went down another direction to get back to the car or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
he's not with him anymore at all?
Oh no, they just hiked in for just to visit him over the weekend.
Oh, okay. I got you. So it's just the two doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
And people just are joining him here and there.
Rachel and her boyfriend.
Yeah. That's awesome. I want to do it so badly, but it takes a lot of time. So I've got to piece it out or just quit my job and just go. But
big commitment. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, fuck. What'd you do today? Just took a break?
Worked. Had to catch up for taking off yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday was the first day, I think, since in like 7 years where you take it. I took the day off and did not pick up a work phone call or a work email. Even that, it's crazy. We're on the Edison River and you get full cell service, and it's like if you wanted to, you could just keep on working from a kayak, which.
So you didn't do it once?
Not once.
Okay, because I know when we first pulled out, you were talking about you were going to get some emails and some phone calls and shit probably, but you didn't touch it.
I didn't.
That's awesome, man. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Disconnect.
Fuck yeah.
Need to.
I didn't disconnect that much. I was on Facebook a little bit, posting some pictures and Instagram, whatever, but,
I saw that when I got home.
Yeah. Got to keep up with the craft conversations thing, man. I got to post some stuff. Business.
That's right.
That's right. So we're drinking a tea. We're not drinking any beer, right? You're on day 3. Today's day 3 for you?
Day 3.
I'm on day 13, so we're both in the 3s.
Yeah.
Both got a 3 in the number today.
Yeah, I wanted a beer last night, though.
Ooh, man. Who are you telling? I went out and, what did I do? Where did I go? Where did I go? Oh, no, I went to Ice House last night. That's right. Yeah. And looked at that beer list, man. They had a beer from D9. It was a what was it? A peach IPA, I think, from D9. I was like, oh, I bet you that tastes so good.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it. I got some unsweetened tea.
I got a bunch of them in my refrigerator, and you open it up, and I'm like, man, I just need to put these somewhere else.
Yeah. I got a couple. They're not mine, but Tommy's got some down there. But I'm pretty much to the point now where it doesn't bother me, but.
Yeah, no, 13 days, you're past the big cravings of, after strenuous activity and wanting to just relax with a beer.
Yeah. I did go out. I had a couple appointments today, medical appointments. Had an eye appointment, and then I had an appointment at the base. And after that, I went to Tanger Outlet and went to Big Billy's Burgers. You ever eaten there?
No.
Oh, man, it's so good. They got exotic meat down there. So each day of the week, they have a different exotic meat that you can get, or you can just get a regular burger, Angus, beef, whatever. Today's, on Tuesdays, it's gator. So I had a gator burger. And, they got an elk burger. They got bison. They got, just ostrich, I think, is one day. So just different things. And they had a pretty good beer list draft right there. But I was like, oh, man, a beer with this gator burger would be fantastic.
I know. I made a big old giant pot of chicken perla, which is kind of like, I guess, a chicken bog, but they call it perla in the South. And been eating that for like 3 days.
Really? You see, my ex-wife, her family, they're from the upstate, or I guess not the upstate. They're Florence, Dillon area up there. But yeah, they always had chicken bog, and they called it chicken bog. So is that not a South Carolina name?
I mean, the first time I'd ever heard of it, having grown up in Miami, was I was working. I was going to South Carolina and working at the Bounty restaurant at the time, which was like modeled after a big giant pirate ship.
Right.
And the general manager, who was from Andrews, South Carolina, I guess it was after September 1st, so somebody had gone hunting, got a lot of doves, and he made this giant dove parlou. And we sat there and ate that with draft beer.
How do you spell that? Perlo?
Yeah, I think it's Perloue, maybe. It's French.
No. Perlou.
Yeah, there you go.
Perlo recipe. So let's type in this. Let's type in Perlo versus chicken bog. Versus chicken. I don't think that's even going to pull up anything. Chicken Perlo, aka chicken bog. There you go.
It's just a colloquial name.
So
it's probably more from the New Orleans area, you know.
Yeah, it says Gullah gravy is what it's called. Gullah gravy.
There you go.
Interesting. I'll have to look more into that. Because I used to like it. I'd never had it before until I got married to my ex-wife.
I mean, pretty simple.
And I grew up in South Carolina.
Yeah,
I mean, I grew up in North Charleston.
Rice and chicken, or rice and some kind of...
Yeah, I'd never had it before. At least I don't recall ever having it. And they used, I don't know how you do it, but they actually put a whole chicken into the damn pot. So, and then they would go in and pick it apart. So every now and then you get a fucking bone stuck in your goddamn throat. I'm like, come on, guys, can't you just use some boneless chicken to put in there? Why you got to put the whole damn thing? I know it's cheap just to buy the whole chicken.
It's cheap, and you have the fat that...
Yeah, and I mean, you pull a little bit of collagen out of the bones and things like that too,
good.
I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was good.
I'm gonna have to make some now. Got my recipe right here. Look at that. Looks good. So what's next? When are we going? So yeah, I mean, what did I say last night? Continuation from last night. I'm a little tired actually. I came home from my appointments and Big Billy's Burgers, and I masturbated real quick, and then I took a nap, to be honest with you. About an hour nap.
Okay.
I was tired, so, you know, what can you do? Yeah, I was going to ask you. So I did the show before last night's show, or a couple shows ago, was the possum episode. Because I've been invaded by possums. I don't know if I told you this yet or not. And then I did a playing possum episode. I did a couple possum part 2. I did a couple possum episodes, and I talked about it again last night. But a couple weeks ago, I was out and about. What happened to the camera here? Hold on just a second, guys.
Battery out?
Shouldn't be. All right, I don't know. Camera, guys, I don't know, just all of a sudden cut off. But, yeah, so a couple weeks ago, I'm out and about somewhere. All of a sudden, I get a text from Tommy. There's a possum in the house. I'm like, all right, well, get it out of the house. So he's like, I can't, man. It's behind the TV. And I said, man, I got to see this. I got to see this possum. And at the time, his phone was actually broken, so he was texting me through his Mac, through his Apple computer. So he said, I don't have a phone, man. I have a camera. I said, dude, your computer has a camera on it. I said, pick up the computer and go behind the TV and just take a picture of this thing and let me see it, or take a video. So he FaceTimes me while he's got the computer, you know, hanging out behind the TV.
Yeah.
Giant old possum, you know, big dude sitting back there behind the TV. So he's like, how do I get it out? And I said, I don't know, man. Just scare it out or stick a stick back there, just something. Yeah. I said, there's a shovel outside. You can just scoop it up and just carry it outside. So he got the shovel and started digging around back there. Because I know it was the shovel because when I came home, there was a bunch of fucking dirt that he didn't clean up behind the TV. But he had the shovel trying to scoop them up, and I guess it scurried out. And he said it ran out of the house without him having to touch it. So that happens. About a week later, maybe a half a week later, I see I find a possum on the back porch on the love seat back there. This one was dead. Leia found it, I guess, and kind of mauled it up a little bit. It wasn't like broken open or anything, but
Right.
she fucked it up, and it was
Mauled.
dead, stiff as a board. So I buried that one. So that was the first baby possum I saw. The next day I see one in the house. No, the next day she brought one in the house. So she just, very gently has it in her mouth like a tennis ball or something, drops it right on the carpet in front of me. I'm sitting in the recliner downstairs. It was playing dead or comatose or whatever it did. It went dead into his acting job. So I picked it up, took it out, dropped it over the back fence. 45 minutes later, she brings another baby possum in, drops it on the floor. That one's playing dead. I pick it up, take it outside. So that's
United it with its brother or sister.
Yeah. So that's 4 possums so far, right? The mom and 3 babies. Then a few days ago, I'm sitting in the recliner downstairs. Tommy's at work. I'm sitting there watching Netflix. I see something out the corner of my eye over here. I look down. There's a possum in between both the recliners just sitting there staring at me, baby possum. I go down and try and grab it. It goes underneath Tommy's recliner, and then it eventually went underneath the TV stand, and then behind the TV, and then it eventually went behind the refrigerator. So I chased it all over the house the other night. Came home from work that same night. First thing I did was shine my flashlight back behind the TV. There it was, just sitting behind the TV, waiting on me again. I got it. I got it to shoot out of the other side of the back of the TV. Leia pinned it up against the wall, picked it up, dropped it on the carpet again. I was telling her to take it outside. Dropped it on the carpet. No, she didn't listen. So it wasn't playing dead, but it was kind of laying there, not moving, but it was still cognizant or whatever. So I grabbed it by its tail and just carried it outside, dropped it over the back fence. So I'm trying to make the new family behind the fence. So anyway, my question was, that's all the possum activity I've had in the house. So I've adopted a family of possums. I just wanted to know what you knew about possums. What's your experience with possums? After all that.
Well, possums, growing up in Miami, we had a lot of possums. And I remember
They're Central American, right? Aren't they?
Well, it's a marsupial, and I think they're indigenous to here.
Okay.
To North America.
Yeah. I thought they maybe came from South America.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
And
There's like 100 species.
You always see them. I mean, let's face it, they're probably got to be one of the number one roadkill. You see them on the side of the roads. See them,
either those or armadillos.
An alley grow and behind our house that's separate on our block, and they'd always be hanging out in the alley.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing we would trap my uncle, our great uncle, would trap them, have a heart trap, and then take them off and release them or whatever.
Right.
But,
Yeah, and that's one of the things I've seen when I've looked up, how do you get rid of possums?
Well, you probably got them because of dog food, but like down there was mangoes. They would eat that. They'd hang out. We had mango trees, and fruit would drop, rotting on the ground or whatever, and they would feed on that.
Right.
Pretty omnivorous, I think. Eat just about anything.
Yeah, but it's funny because I was posting pictures of it, and I was posting stuff on Facebook. Hey, if anybody needs a possum, I got plenty of possums. Come get a possum. And the reaction to almost everyone was, ew, gross, yuck, whatever. Everybody thinks that these, because I did some research on them once I started seeing all these possums, but everybody thinks they're just disease-ridden and they got rabies and they're just dirty and filthy animals, but they're really not. Supposedly they're some of the cleanest animals out there, that they clean themselves just like a cat does.
Yeah.
They're pretty much odorless except when they're playing dead. Their body releases some defense mechanisms that they don't even do it on purpose. They go comatose. They're not playing dead. They actually just pass out almost. It's a natural response. But anyway, they very rarely have rabies because they have such a low body temperature that they can't carry the virus. It's just all kind of cool stuff I learned about them. They eat ticks off of their own body, so in a season they'll eat upwards of 5,000 ticks. So they're very good at keeping ticks at bay, and they are pretty much they can't get what's the word I'm looking for? They're pretty much immune to poisonous snakes.
Yeah.
So they are good at keeping snakes out of your yard, and they're good at keeping the tick count down in your yard. So anyway, they're supposed to be the oldest living fossil. They're like 50 million years old or some bullshit.
Possums?
Yeah, that they've been around forever.
Interesting.
So there you go. But yeah, every time I post something, everybody says, "Oh, yeah, gross. That's a rodent. I wouldn't want it in my house." But it's not. It's a marsupial,
It's a
like
marsupial,
you said.
yeah.
And
And
supposedly,
that's cool. I've seen
supposedly
that,
very clean.
You know, where one have the young clinging
Right.
outside.
Yeah,
the
they have a
pouch.
pouch, but then they also carry them on their back, and
Yeah.
they just jump on and off to eat or whatever. But yeah, then I started reading they can have upwards of 20 joeys in a litter. So I'm like, fuck, I got a lot more possums coming in the house here.
Yeah.
If they had a litter of 20.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Along with armadillos now. Seeing more and more of those.
With what?
Armadillos.
Oh, yeah, there's more and more, for sure, here in the state. Because where's that from? That's got to be South America, right? That looks like some kind of hot animal
Yeah.
that lives near the equator.
Came up from probably, Mexico, Central America.
Yeah. Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's new with you, man? When are you going to give up working, man? How old are you now? You're 50 something?
58.
Yeah. So how much longer you got with Taco before you give it up?
I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now, and
That's
honestly,
key. If you enjoy it.
You know, I can take time, and I don't think I could. I enjoy working with boat companies and doing what I do is especially in this area, and I've been doing it for long enough to where I pretty much have a routine down. The boat companies have a routine down in terms of product development and stuff. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
I
guess that does make a big difference. I mean, you don't have a normal 9 to 5 and commutes and traffic and all that bullshit. So yeah, that does.
Schedule really.
So it's almost something that you would want to retire and go to, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with this group of customers, I don't have to travel very much. I mean, look at all the boat builders that are within 2 hours of where we're sitting. I could pick five of the boat builders, and they're building 350, 400 boats a week, every week.
Yeah.
That's a lot of boats.
It's a lot of boats. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. I don't know if that's a
big
number or small
number. It is.
number.
It's not. You can't compare it to the automotive industry. Not everybody needs a boat.
Right.
Or has, well, some people have 2 or 3, I guess, but pretty much everybody got a car.
Yeah.
Or transportation.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, unless you're coastal, you don't have a boat. Oh, I mean, not coastal. I mean, I guess you could have a river, lake, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever had a boat?
Yes, I haven't had one in quite a while. Not too many people that do have them.
That's what I've heard. So, anytime I'd ever mentioned buying a boat, said don't buy a boat. Just you can rent a boat, and
Yeah.
Once you buy a boat, you don't use the boat. But you can rent a boat or borrow a boat all day long.
I wouldn't use it enough anymore, but I love going out with other people on their boats.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
You don't do that much here, though, right? That's mainly down the Keys, Miami, whatever.
When I go back to Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Taco's interesting because being from Miami, I mean, it was kind of happened out of the. It's just coincidental, but when I left Scout, they are a Miami-based company, but here I am working in the Carolinas, which I wouldn't go back to Miami.
Yeah. How far do you go? I mean, you service Florida, I guess, right?
No,
or you just go down there for recreation?
I just go down there for recreation. I have one account down there, yeah.
Okay, so most of your accounts are in South Carolina, North Carolina?
Yep.
Yeah. Nowhere else? Georgia?
Yeah, used to call on those accounts, but there's the accounts in North and South Carolina are doing great, and if you can capture a lot of that, that's good business.
Yeah. What's your
a good position to have?
Right. What's your favorite location to go to or account? You just call them accounts.
I like Regulator because it's where it is up in Edenton. It's real pretty up there, different, sleepy.
Yeah.
But beautiful. Eastern North Carolina is real pretty. Completely, Is
that up near New Bern?
New Bern, above New Bern.
Yeah.
Yeah, above Greenville. And you're really, an hour from the Virginia border, if that, or an hour from Richmond.
Right.
So that's as far as just going and visiting. But there's also the accounts out on the Outer Banks. Big sport fishing.
Where's the Outer Banks?
Hatteras, Wanchese.
Okay.
Kitty Hawk.
Yeah.
All out there. It's way out there.
And how often do you have to go out? I mean, do you have a set schedule?
I don't have a set schedule.
So we need something.
Those
you
accounts I hardly ever do. They're not really. They're big custom sport. They're beautiful, incredible boats,
right.
Multi-millions. But our company doesn't really produce the type of products that go on that. It's so customized and highly custom. High end, very high end.
Yeah.
Looking for more production. The sportsmen, scouts, sea hunts of the world. Really, Grady White, regulator.
Yeah, you're speaking Greek to me now, man.
Just boat companies. I bet a lot of people do know about them though. There's a lot of boating's big down here.
Yeah, for sure. What was the name of that bird again? I didn't write that shit down.
Plover.
Plover. How you spell it?
Plover.
This makes sense. This is just like it sounds. Then what else do we have? Chicken bog or chicken parlou.
Parlou.
I just gotta make these notes, man. I'll forget about it. Chicken bog and parlou. All right.
Yeah, man.
So last time you went dry, how long did you go?
43 days.
Really? Fuck, I thought it was,
Yeah.
I was thinking 33. I told somebody 33 the other day, but 43, huh? Most I've done is 30. Not sure how long I'm going this time. I'm 13. We talked about that earlier already.
Yeah. After going that long, that's the longest I've gone in a long while. Probably, maybe, I don't know when.
I know. As long as I've gone in,
yeah.
in 26 something years, maybe.
Yeah. But,
Well, it can't be that long. Yeah, 20 years.
Yeah, but I felt, and then it was like, I don't want to. And then finally, it's just that I think it was something at my parents' house, and it was like everybody's having a beer. It's like, yeah, it's time for beer.
Yeah.
It's time to have one.
Yeah.
You ease back into it.
Oh, for sure. Because it can hit you hard. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to go, man. 13 days today. I can't think of anything special coming up. Although I think there is some kind of beer fest this weekend, isn't it? Or next weekend. Beer blast, or there's some kind of beer festival thing on the 18th, I think. Let me look it up.
I'm going to that Fonta Flora State of Origin.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
That's when I'll have a beer again. It's in Morganton, and it's on the 8th,
Right.
June 8th.
We'll put that in there. Oh, that's right. We talked about June 8th, yeah. That's a Saturday.
Yeah.
June 8th, Morganton. I've been to that one. I think it was
Yeah, you said that.
2 years ago, I think.
Said it was not a good time.
Oh, no. It was a fantastic time.
It was a good time, that's right.
Yeah, it's a fantastic time, but yeah, some memories. But I just got to say, fuck those memories. Beer Fest, Charleston, South Carolina. I can't find this damn thing. May 18th, 2019. Participate 2019.
Plus, I'm going trout fishing the day before.
That's right.
Going to be.
And that's going to be in the Blue Ridge?
Yeah, in the Cataloochee Valley area and over near Waynesville, Maggie Valley.
Right. Here we go, right here. Nearly 40 Carolina breweries to participate in the 2019 Charleston Beer Fest on May 18th. Taste over 60 different beers. It's from noon to 7 p.m. Saturday, Riverfront Park, 8th annual. So I don't think I'll be drinking by then. I don't really go to these things.
When is
anymore.
it?
May 18th, not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Soon.
I mean, I'll be.
This one, the Fauna Flora one's different. I mean, I think it's not. It's.
I mean, I'll be almost 30 days in at that point. I'll be.
Yeah.
What's that? 14, 7. That's 21. I'll be 25. That'll be 25 days right there. But yeah, I'm probably not doing it.
The state of origin thing is like there's a lot of foraged ingredients and just.
Oh yeah, like I said, I've been to that one, man. It was fantastic. D9 was out.
How was that?
All the big sour guys are out there. Captain Lawrence, D9, of course, Fanta Flora. So a lot of sours.
I already bought 2 tickets, so I'm going.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's look at it.
Let's see. I know I think it's cool. 30 breweries, distilleries, cideries, and kombucha makers from around country that create liquids with local ingredients. Yeah, man, I think that sounds cool.
Yeah, we stayed at Hampton Inn up there, so we did a 2-day thing up there. But
Barnhouse will be there, Carolina Barnhouse.
Yep, they were there. Birds Fly South. Like I said, all the big sour guys were there.
Burial, Botanists and Barrels, all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of mosquitoes.
Yeah, I see it flying around your face. I think it's pretty funny. The flora fauna guys getting attacked.
Yeah, flora and fauna.
I figured we'd talk a little bit about beer here since this is a show of
Harvest Roots
craft conversations.
Yeah, Harvest Roots Ferments out of Alabama. Hall River Farmhouse Ales, those are good. That's in the area.
Haven't heard that.
Oh man, those are really good too. Jester King. Oh, I'm sure they'll bring something good.
They're out of Florida, right? Is that Florida? Where's Jester King?
Texas.
Texas? Who am I thinking of down in Florida?
I don't know. I'm just seeing McRitchie Winery. I've been there, and Cider Works. That's in North Carolina. There's some really interesting, man. Penn Druid Brewing, that was the one in Virginia. They're out of these. They have spontaneous wild strains of yeast that they develop, and they have these huge outdoor vessels that they leave the beer out in the open, and so they're going to be there.
It's like wild yeast.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. They're supposed to have some really cool stuff, and then they clone it. I guess, or they're. Actually, I'm not sure of that. I don't want to say that for certain. Yeah. But so it may just be each batch is a little different in some manner. I don't know because.
Well, I mean, they can if they have the conical fermenters, they can collect that yeast and read.
No, these weren't conical too. That they were a different shape. It wasn't. It wasn't. Pictures of them. They were like these giant things, and they had a boil or something going on, and they were out in the middle of like an apple orchard.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that was where? Virginia, you said?
That's in Virginia. So there's some really neat. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be something. Yeah,
I might jump on it. Let me pull that website up.
They got some live music. There's a lot of good food vendors. And it's a pretty area.
Oh, it's fantastic. State of origin. All right, so I'm going to pull that up.
I saw Fauna Flora for the first time.
State of origin.
A month and a half ago or something. Loved it.
Now, they've moved, right? Because they had that one location, that kind of tiny location right in the middle of downtown.
They still have that, but then they have, what is it, the farm or something.
Okay, it's kind of like Wicked Weed. They just have
outside of town.
Second location.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I haven't been up there, like I said, 2 years. Well, Take that back. I might have driven through there last time I went snow skiing up in Boone. I might have come back through there actually and stopped on a Sunday. Yeah.
Plus, I like being in the Western Carolinas, North and South Carolina.
Yeah.
That
Just
way.
a totally different air up there, man. The smells are different. I mean,
I like it.
you breathe differently. The humidity's different. I mean, it's just such a good time up there. Same thing with Boone. I mean, I grew up going to Boone
Yeah.
since I was like 5 or 6 years old, so it's just an amazing place.
Yeah, no, I agree. I spent some time in the Highlands and Cashiers area growing up, and I saw some white Christmases
Yeah.
there, and family had a house in that area, well, in Highlands.
Right.
So that was nice. I've always loved that.
Yeah. My grandparents had a mountain house, and they would share it with everybody. You just made a reservation per se,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we want to go up on this weekend. Is anybody else going to be up there? No, it's free. Go ahead, go. So we go up there. The only thing you had to do is, we leave a little money for the grandparents for the phone bill, because back then you were paying long distance charges and those type things when you called back to Charleston and or wherever. And if you used a 2-liter Coke, make sure you replaced a 2-liter Coke, whatever. Put a new thing of butter in the refrigerator, those type things. So
Yeah.
it didn't cost you anything, but you just replaced what you used, and it's fantastic, man. We usually went up at least. We try to go up once a summer and once a winter. We go up and ski in the winter, and summertime go up there and hike, raft, whatever. Hit the rivers, go fishing, jumping off. There's a couple dams that was up there that we'd do some cliff diving type stuff off of them. It's fantastic. And then you had all the kid stuff. You had Grandfather Mountain. You got Tweetsie Railroad. I don't know if you've ever been there before.
Grandfather Mountain. Yeah.
Yeah, Tweetsie Railroad is over near Blowing Rock.
Yeah, I have been there.
Yeah. And then Blowing Rock itself. I mean,
Yeah.
a bunch of good stuff up there
No,
as a
yeah.
kid to hang out.
I've been to Blowing Rock in the winter.
Yeah.
Done some skiing up there.
Yeah.
That area.
It's good, man.
Yeah. Enjoy it. That's why I'm enjoying the mountains and the trout fishing and.
You ever been
love
to
fly fish?
You ever been to Linville Caverns?
Yeah.
In Linville? They got those blind trout in there. In the cavern.
Oh,
because
in the
it's-
caverns.
Yeah, because it's dark all the time.
Yeah,
so they go blind.
I've been Linville Gorge in that area.
Yeah, it's Gores, the
Yeah,
falls, and then
yeah,
there's the Linville
yeah,
Caverns as
yeah.
well. The caverns
I don't
stay.
know if I've been to the caverns.
Caverns are cool, man. You walk inside, you got all the stalactites and stalagmites, and they've got it's a little river where the settlers came and founded those caverns. They followed this river that went up into it, and all the trout are blind in there. There's a bunch of trout.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's a little place that you walk out onto this little grate over some water, and I can't remember. I'd have to look it up on the website, but they dropped a cable down in this one location, and I can't remember how. They have never reached the bottom. As far as the last time I was in there, they had never reached the bottom of it. So this cavern has this one crevasse that goes down that they don't know how deep it is. It's pretty badass.
That's wild.
The temperature in there stays, I want to say constant 40, or not 40, I think it's 56 degrees maybe. Constant temperature in there. It's pretty fucking chilly. It's pretty badass. You haven't been. It's worth the trip.
I will have to do that. That sounds like.
I mean, you can just,
something I'll
be
do
driving up to Boone or whatever and just
Yeah,
stop in there and
yeah.
spend 2 hours,
Exactly.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, so it's, I want to develop some accounts up that way so I can spend more time up there. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Been talking to some kayak makers.
Yeah. Well, when I came back
Some
to,
boat people.
I've talked about this before with Caleb when he was over here, but when I came back to South Carolina in 2014, my grandfather's already dead long before that, and my grandmother was still living here in Columbia. She died at 94, I think. So she was around a couple more years after I came back to town, which was kind of one of the reasons I came back to Somerville to see family and people that were still alive that weren't going to be there much longer. And right when I came back, 2014, they had put the mountain house up for sale because they needed money, to try and keep her afloat, and home care and things like that. So they had to sell the house, and I almost bought that house. And I still look back at it and wish I would have, even just as a secondary house. But I almost bought it and moved to Boone and just lived in Boone. But
I like Boone.
At the time, I had that Supra sitting outside, and that's not a good mountain car. So I would have had to buy a new car. I had to buy that house. It was a whole process. And I wasn't in a real good place at the time either. So I should have. I wish I would have. But a lot of memories up there.
Well, things. Who knows?
Yeah.
You end up back in Somerville, and
yeah,
maybe go end out west. Who knows?
That's what I was about to say. There's a possibility I might be in a mountain town out west in Flagstaff, Arizona. My oldest son keeps begging me to come out there, but I don't know. And that's kind of why I've been doing a lot more work on the house and in the yard and stuff here recently. I'm trying, just in case I get the itching to say, let's sell and let's move. I want it to be sell ready.
Easy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick to do.
Yeah.
Well, we saw some cool. I took some pictures of some cool houses yesterday on that paddle. That was one thing, and thinking back now.
A lot of those upper locations that we go to, there's not a whole lot of population up there, but
and they get flooded. There's no question. So that people had some, when we got in those certain areas, had stuff on trailers or can move.
Oh yeah, that one little tiny house.
And then in the tiny house too, which was a glorified screened-in porch on a platform.
Yeah, I mean a lot of them, that you see are a mobile home type things or a trailer or something, but there was actually a true style, like this modern style tiny house.
Yeah.
On a trailer up there.
On a trailer that looked like could easily roll out. Yeah,
it was beautiful.
If the Edisto floods bad once a year, I mean, you drive out. You don't have to deal with the. And
you got pictures of that, right? Yeah. I need pictures of that thing if you don't mind, because I wanted to show my son because both my sons and myself, we all want a tiny house, man. Just something you don't have to maintain. It's easy to clean. You can move it around.
It is what it is. You don't have to.
Very little footprint. Very little electricity, water. I mean, just it's minimalism at its best. I had to write down a couple of things. Boone, Linville Caverns.
Yep, I'd like to do that. I don't know if my wife would like to do that.
Yeah. I bought this house because I was thinking, my kids are older. One's married now. They're going to have kids. They're going to have big families. I wanted a house where I could entertain and have family come and have rooms for them to stay in and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. And now I'm like, you dumbass, why'd you do that? Your kids can stay in a hotel or something. Why did you get this giant house you got to maintain when you could be using your time doing other stuff, Now, I wish I had half the size of this house.
Yeah.
Or even less.
We live in an old house that we're renovating, and
it's too much room, right?
Yeah, I just don't want to, it could be even smaller.
Yeah.
It's not a big house.
There's a show, if you haven't seen it yet, go on, I think it's on Netflix. It's called Minimalism. And they talk a lot about tiny houses and stuff, but they did some stuff where they would, like thermal image houses. People knew it. I think they got permission to do it, or maybe they got permission afterwards. Hey, can we put this in our movie? But they thermal image the houses to show you that most people use like two rooms in their house, and the rest of the rooms are just vacant. Like this room. If I didn't have this podcast up here, I'd never use these two fucking rooms over this garage ever. Unless somebody came and stayed and needed a place to sleep. There's a spare bedroom downstairs. Nobody goes in that bedroom. There's a fourth bedroom in here. The kitchen, the living room, and both Tommy and my bedrooms. That's about the only spaces used in this entire house. It's all wasted space. Yeah. And what's that wasted space got in it? Stuff that you don't use. Stuff that you haven't used in 3 years, and it's still sitting in a drawer, sitting in the closet, or sitting in the garage.
I agree.
Or sitting in a storage unit that you're paying extra for another place to store your stuff that you don't use. So I'm on my way down, man, where I'm trying to get rid of anything I don't need. Have a couple capstone outfits to wear.
Yeah.
Just drop everything, man. You don't need it. I got 8 pieces of dinnerware down there. I got a 16 piece in plates, but 8 pieces. It's just me and Tommy. There's 2 of us. We need 2 forks, 2 knives, 2 plates, 2 glasses, and you're set. All that other bullshit.
It's hard for people to let go of a lot of that stuff, though.
Yeah, it is.
And, you know.
A lot of it's handed
No.
down, whatever. People got memories built into them and
Yeah.
nostalgia and all this. But that's the hardest part for sure. Just getting rid of that type of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if you get rid of it, but just store it somewhere else.
Well, you minimalize it to somebody else. That's the cool thing is let somebody else enjoy it.
That's a good way to. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, give it to Goodwill or have a yard sale or whatever, and
Yeah.
let somebody else utilize your stuff.
The stuff.
What else, man? What else you got? Anything else exciting going on in your world?
Oh,
What kind of dogs you got right now? Or does Diane have? I guess.
got the same three. Two beagles.
Oh, you're not fostering anybody right now?
Not at the moment. That's coming up.
Yeah.
I think she has one of her regulars coming in. That's just.
That's good though.
I
That's
know.
repeat business.
She enjoys it.
Yeah.
She loves that. So that's good.
You don't love it so much. I did it for a little while, not to that extent, but when we lived in Alaska,
Yeah,
we
it's like who would want to stay with Diane? They got run of the house.
yeah. But we did a pet fostering thing up in Alaska when we were up there, and it was very cool. But the bad thing was you had to give the dogs back eventually, and you get attached to them.
She enjoys it,
Yeah.
and I'm just being facetious, but
Right, but at least that's like a repeat customer thing. Like the foster thing we did. I guess we could re-foster dogs if they didn't get adopted or whatever, but you only had that dog once, and then you never saw him again.
yeah,
You maybe get some updates on the website. That I can't remember what the website was up there, but you get some updates on how they're doing with their new family or whatever. So it's kind of cool. But it was also a lot of work,
yeah, man.
and we had all carpet in that house too, so that was not good
I
for pet
can't
adoption,
imagine.
fostering.
No, that's horrible.
Yeah,
It's bad enough.
we
with
did a lot of
wood
steam
floors.
cleaning on the
Oh
fucking carpet.
yeah.
It was not good.
All right, man.
Wrap it up.
I think so.
We're about an hour in.
You like that picture though.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the better ones that came out yesterday.
Yeah.
So the cloud cover.
That was when it was at its prettiest.
Yeah, it kind of cleared up at the end of the day, man. I got a little too much sun in a couple spots.
I knew it.
Yeah, but not bad though. But still there. All right, man. Well, we'll put this out on Friday probably.
Do something.
Gotta do it more often.
Yeah. We'll,
Next time we'll crack a beer, or two,
I think that'd be nice.
or three.
Well, it is craft conversation.
It is craft conversations. All right.
Get back to the roots sometimes.
That's right. All right, man. We're going to shut it down.
Sounds good.
Talk to you soon, guys.
Appreciate it.